This blessing is yours. If you have been wondering whether God still remembers the prayer you made, whether the season you have been waiting through has any purpose, or whether something good can still happen after everything you have been through, listen carefully because your current situation is not the final picture. The blessing you have been praying for may be closer than you realize, but before you receive what you have been asking God for, there is something you need to understand about why you had to wait for it. You looked at the closed doors, the disappointments, the delays, and the moments when nothing seemed to change, and you thought God had forgotten you. But what if the waiting was not God ignoring you? What if the waiting was part of the preparation? You wanted the blessing immediately, but God was preparing you to carry something that would require a stronger version of you. And this is where your story begins to make sense. There were things you wanted that did not happen because they were not ready for you. There were opportunities that disappeared because they would have taken you somewhere you were never meant to stay. There were people you begged God to keep in your life who eventually walked away, and you thought their departure was a loss. But later you may understand that their absence created room for something healthier. You have been measuring God's goodness by what He allowed to happen, but you have not always considered what He protected you from. My child, I saw what you cannot see. I saw the doors behind those doors. I saw the consequences you could not predict. I saw the people whose intentions you could not understand. And sometimes my answer was not giving you what you wanted. It was keeping you from something that would have cost you much more. But now I want you to stop looking backward for a moment, because there's a reason this message found you today. You're entering a season where you need to recognize the difference between what is familiar and what is meant for you. The next blessing may not look like the blessing you imagined. It may come through a new opportunity. It may come through a relationship being restored. It may come through financial provision when you thought there was no way forward. It may come through peace after a season of anxiety, clarity after confusion, or strength after exhaustion. You have been asking for one specific answer, but God can answer a prayer in a way that is bigger than the version you imagined. And here is something you must not miss. Sometimes the blessing begins before you can call it a blessing. A door opens, but you're afraid to walk through it. Someone gives you an opportunity, but you doubt yourself. A new idea comes into your mind, but you dismiss it because it seems too small. A change begins, but because it does not happen dramatically, you assume nothing important is happening. Do not make that mistake. Small beginnings can carry big futures. The seed does not look like the tree. The first step does not look like the destination. And the beginning of your blessing may look ordinary before you realize where it is leading. So pay attention. Pray for discernment. Ask God to show you what you have been overlooking. Because if you only expect your blessing to arrive in the exact package you imagined, you might miss it when it comes differently. And I know you've been tired. I know there have been days when your faith felt strong and other days when you could barely pray. You smiled around people while secretly wondering how much longer you could keep going. You watched other people receive the things you had been praying for and quietly asked, God, when will it be my turn? You celebrated others while carrying your own disappointment. But your delay does not mean their blessing canceled yours. Their chapter is not your chapter. Their timing is not your timing. Do not compare your behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reel. God has a different path for you. And what is meant for you does not have to be taken from someone else. Your blessing does not require you to become jealous, bitter, or exhausted trying to compete. You can trust God and still work. You can pray and still take action. You can believe in provision and still be responsible with what is already in your hands. Because faith is not sitting still and expecting everything to happen without you. Sometimes faith looks like applying for the opportunity, making the phone call, starting again, forgiving someone, learning a new skill, changing a habit, managing your resources wisely, or taking the step you have been afraid to take. You have been asking God for a door, but perhaps He is asking you to prepare yourself to walk through it. And that is why this season matters. The blessing is not only about what you will receive, it is also about who you are becoming while you wait. Because if God gave you everything you asked for tomorrow, would you be ready to handle it? Would your mind be ready? Would your character be ready? Would your habits be ready? Would your heart know how to protect what you prayed for? Sometimes preparation feels like delay, because preparation is uncomfortable. It stretches you. It teaches you patience. It forces you to become disciplined. It removes things that cannot come with you. But one day you may look back and realize that the season you wanted to escape was the season that prepared you for the blessing you wanted. And I want you to remember something else when doubt comes. Your past does not disqualify you from God's future. Maybe you made mistakes. Maybe you wasted time. Maybe you made financial decisions you regret. Maybe you trusted the wrong people. Maybe you walked away from God for a season. Maybe you thought you had ruined your chance. But your failure is not greater than God's grace. Your mistake is not the end of your story. You can repent, learn, rebuild, and begin again. Do not allow shame to convince you that you are permanently disqualified from good things. You are still here. There is still purpose in you. There is still time to make a different decision. There is still a future you have not seen. And perhaps that is the blessing you need to hear today. Not that every problem will disappear overnight, but that your problems do not get the final word. Your difficult season does not get to name you. Your bank balance does not determine your worth. Your relationship status does not determine your value. Your past does not determine your future. God does. So if you are walking through a difficult season right now, do not interpret the difficulty as proof that God has left you. Sometimes the greatest growth happens in places where you feel the weakest. Sometimes the deepest roots grow during the seasons when nothing appears above the ground. And if you're still waiting, keep praying. But while you pray, prepare. While you believe, move. While you wait, grow. While you ask for the blessing, become someone who can steward it wisely. Because the goal is not simply to receive something from God. The goal is to become the person who can use that blessing for a greater purpose. Maybe the provision you receive will allow you to help someone else. Maybe the healing you experience will become a testimony that gives another person hope. Maybe the opportunity you receive will create opportunities for others. Maybe the breakthrough you have been praying for will become the very thing that reminds you how faithful God has been through every difficult season. So today, let go of the thought that nothing is happening just because you cannot see it yet. Let go of the fear that you have missed your chance. Let go of the belief that your best days are behind you. You're not finished. Your story is not finished. Your prayer is not meaningless. And your waiting has not been wasted. There may be things happening right now that you will only understand later. There may be doors moving into position that you cannot see. There may be opportunities being prepared that have not reached you yet. So stay ready. Stay faithful. Stay prayerful. And when the opportunity comes, do not let fear make you say no to something you prayed for. Remember where you were when you asked God for it. Remember the nights you cried for a change. Remember the moments you thought you could not continue. And when the blessing finally arrives, do not forget the God you trusted while you were waiting for it. Because the greatest blessing is not simply receiving what you wanted. It is realizing that through every delay, every closed door, every disappointment, and every uncertain moment, God was still with you. And perhaps when you finally reach the other side, you will look back and say, "Now I understand why I had to wait." This blessing is yours. But do not rush the process that prepares you for it. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep your heart open. Because what you thought was a delay may have been preparation. What you thought was a closed door may have been protection. And what you thought was the end may have been the beginning of something much greater. Your blessing is not forgotten. Your prayer is not forgotten. And your story is still unfolding.